Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Katie Weaver Show. This is Katie. I'm your host, and I am so happy to be here. If you are with me live, it is August the 11th at about 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you are watching a replay or an archive, welcome as well. Lots of things to tell you. First of all, we're over in the chat room, and you can find that by heading over to 12radio.com. That's number 2 radio.com. Click on the chat button, and you'll be redirected into the Facebook chat. If you've never entered before, you'll want to ask for permission to join the group. Scott will gladly let you in. So that's how it works. It is a private group. I'm also live streaming this event from my Facebook page, which is Katie Weaver, Domestic Mystic on Facebook. So if you'd rather watch than listen, that's the way to do it. And I would love to see you one way or another. I will tell you, I'm keeping an eye on the chat from the live stream and the chat from the in the chat room. So either way, if you're chatting with me, you should be able to connect. So easy enough there. Now, it is a readings show. It's not always a readings show, but it's a readings show today. Going to be reading from all of the decks from my colleagues. We do this every once in a while, and it's really fun. So if you would like a reading, I'm going to tell you something. I am much more likely to give you a reading if you come to me with a call me on the lines for a general reading. That's fine. But here on the show, it maximizes our time if we don't do that. So if you would like a reading from me, ask me a question. Ask me for something that you're working on. Ask something more specific. General reads are probably going to get passed over. Not always. It depends on what calls to me, but a lot of times I just don't. They don't resonate with me that much. So just FYI on your part. But I am reading from multiple decks today. So, of course, we have my brand new deck. This is my Keisha Angel deck that, Keisha is a psychic advisor and a radio host here at 12 Listen. She has a brand new deck. And so I just got this a couple of weeks ago. So I haven't actually read with it this way before. I unboxed it on the show a week or two ago. So I'm excited for that. This is her Connecting to the Earth deck. And then we'll be reading from my deck, the Ground Blessed Protected Move deck. We will be reading from Christy's deck, the Kindred Spirits Energy Oracle deck. I have all new tech, and it's just, I'm getting used to it. I hope it's all good. It better be, seriously. I have Whispers from the Ocean from Angie Hartfield. And of course, I have the Mo Tarot deck. You guys are familiar with Mo Tarot, I know, right? And then the double decker from Kelly McLean, both the Sweary Spirituality and the Resistance is Futile decks combined. So that's what I'm going to be reading from. And I'll tell you how it works. Wow, that is quite the glare. There you go. I'll tell you how it works. You ask me a question, I will then just trust my own intuition to decide what decks we want to pull from. And we'll pull cards and I'll read for you. Of course, we'll do all of our regular stuff here first anyway. But that's what's going on in these parts this morning. How are you guys? How's it going? You doing okay? And in some pretty weird energy, I know. I'm hoping that everybody's hanging in there. Life has been pretty strange as of late. If you've been feeling that, I agree with you entirely. I've had I want to call it stress. It's actually absolute privilege, and so I should get over myself. I'm buying a new car, and you guys know I am a Cancer, and I am not one who really likes to spend money. And I am definitely somebody who always wants to make the right decision, especially financially. It's hard for me, but we drove quite a few cars. I really wanted to make sure I was getting something that was super, super, super comfortable, that I could really see myself in and be comfortable in. That's really important to me. And I think we finally found it. And well, I hope we did because we're buying it. But we are buying a car. So hopefully the bank gets through all of our, all of the the tape today so that we can close on it today. But if not tomorrow, no big rush. But that's kind of fun. It's a Buick LaCrosse. Yeah, a bit of a grandma car maybe, but it really doesn't look like one. It's actually kind of sporty. For me, because I have rheumatoid arthritis, the only thing I care about in a car is how comfy the ride is. Right? It could look like a I don't know. It could be ridiculous, but as long as it's comfortable, that's what's important. So every car, I have to sit in the driver's seat. I have to sit in the passenger seat. I have to make sure the headrest isn't going to jut my head forward because some do that and they're awful. Anyway, so I think it's done and done. So hopefully this is it should be our car by the end of the day or so. So that's good. I've needed a new car for quite a while. I've been putting it off. That's how I roll. But it is time. So that's the biggest news around here. But it's been really hot and really cool at night. So clear up into the 90s during the day, down in the 50s at night. So we've been spending a whole lot of time out and about at night because it's more comfy. You guys know I've talked a lot about this case that Christy and I are covering, the Vallow case, and there's been so much movement in that case here in the last couple of weeks. That has taken an enormous amount of my time and attention. And we've done, in the last week, I think we've done six podcasts and 6 video casts. So I'm going to share a link to my YouTube channel if you're interested. You can find it in the chat room, or you can just find it over at YouTube. It's True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters, and you can see all of those episodes. We had a new one break yesterday that has kind of some blockbuster information in it and about a potential 7th victim. And that's been kind of an interesting progression because the families in this case have been hounded by the press and by podcasters mercilessly. And so we have wanted to be sure we were never a part of the problem. And yet, interestingly, on Friday, 3 different sources came to me with this information about a possible 7th victim. And we really wanted to cover it, but we didn't want to cover it in a way that was gross. We didn't want to out the family of the potential 7th Vic. We didn't want to come across as providing fact when it is certainly conjecture. So long conversation about how do we do this correctly. We did what we did. We hope it's correctly, but we did share the story that was given to us. So anyway, pretty interesting. It's also a pretty interesting thought that potentially there's more than just the 6 victims that we already knew about in that case. So it is bananas. But anyway, if you're interested, go check that out over on YouTube. Or we podcast all of those videos as well on pretty much every podcast platform you can think of. So one way or another, you're welcome to go find it. We have some super, super big news here in the 1-2 world. You guys know I'm a professional psychic advisor at 12listen.com. And we have a brand new feature that is going to change everything. I can't begin to tell you how excited I am about it. We have finally gotten video chat. Now, I only say finally because I've been the person hounding Mark for it forever, but we got it. So this is really fun. So it works through our chat feature. So usually at 1-2 Listen, you can call us or you can chat with us, and chat is like just like private messaging, right? Through the system. But now you can go through there, and so long as the advisor is signed into video chat, you can have a video chat, like a face-to-face video chat with us. So it's very exciting. I made a training video for my clients so that you guys can learn how to do it. It is not hard at all, but you really might need a little bit of coaching to get there one time. And then after that, it shouldn't be hard. But I put a link in the chat room, but you can also find that on my YouTube channel, which is Domestic Mystic on YouTube. That's my personal YouTube or my business YouTube. So you can find it one place or another. But at any rate, if you're interested in video chatting with me, There's your little training. It's 7 minutes. It's not long, but you'll figure it out. And as always, if you need me over at One Two Listen and I'm not there, all you have to do is send me a message or do a callback request or a chat back request or schedule a call. There's lots of ways to get my attention. What happens when I'm not on the line and you request a reading from me or a time with me via callback request or chat back request or scheduled call request, I get a text that says client blah, blah, blah has requested a callback request or whatever. And then if I'm in a place where I can do that, I'll do it. If not, I might message you and let you know when I'll be there if I can. But that's how that works. Now, most of you guys know I'm signed in probably more than any other advisor or pretty dang close to it. Not that it's a competition, but I'm there a lot. So typically I'm there if you need me. But if I'm not, again, just bump me so that I know and I'll do everything I can to get there for you. So this is my life's work. This isn't just about a paycheck. It isn't just about my job. It's my life's work. And I take it that seriously. And you guys know that when you are clients of mine, you are family to me. And if you need something, I will do everything I can to help you make sure that I can do what I can for you. So that's how it works. That's what's up. But I'm very excited about video chat. And I'll tell you what's happened so far with video chat. You guys are chatting with me and showing me your animals, which has been so much fun. Many of you guys, I've been working with your animals for years, right? Well, so now you're chatting me up, doing a video chat over at One Two Listen and saying, oh, do you want to see my dog? Do you want to see, this is who you've been talking to, or my kid, because I've worked with lots of your kids. Anyway, it's just fun to get to see each other and show each other things face to face. And I can really see this working for us well. Say you need some singing bowl therapy, we can do that in real time. Say we're pulling some cards, right? I can actually pull them and show them to you. Say you need me to teach you how to do something. Maybe you want to learn how to use a pendulum or you want to learn how to, I don't know, do something that I know how to do. I can do that. Maybe I want to show you a crystal or you want to show me a crystal or, it's just the possibilities are so endless that I could spend the rest of the show throwing them out there, but we don't have to. But I'm going to tell you something. Tomorrow is 1-2 day. So tomorrow for the entire day, I will be available for video chat and I will have my video chat price turned down to an obscene price so that there is just no reason why you can't come and try it out with me. So that's how it is. Okay. Let's take a look at Luminous. You guys know I publish a magazine every week with my colleagues here at One Two Listen and otherwise, lots of my friends. And so I want to always call your attention to it. If you would like to see it on my website, that's at katie-weaver.com on the Luminous Magazine tab. But I'm putting it in the chat rooms for you guys as well. So I'll throw them up there. Perfect. Okay. So let's take a quick look. This is also, Luminous Magazine has its own Facebook page. And of course, something like our email list for Luminous and for the Daily Dish has grown a lot this year. So it's going out now to, I think, about 1,600 people every week. Isn't that fun? That is so fun. A year and a half ago, that list was going out to 300 people. And now it's going out to about 1,600. So that, you guys don't know. You probably do know how happy that makes me. Pretty cool. All right. Well, I called this edition the Wild Woman edition because something that I am witnessing in a lot of you guys and in me is that we're feeling a little wild. We're feeling a little ready to buck, I don't know, whatever system that gets in our way, right? We're speaking up. We're ready to maybe do something different. I could see some people this week do some things like a major haircut or potentially color your hair, or I'm going to tell you something. Actually, this guy, I am getting a new tattoo this week. Yeah, that's right. I meet my kids as friends and like people that we play sports with and stuff because tattoos where I live are actually pretty taboo. But and I think look at my tattoos like, you know, something I did when I was younger that maybe I regret or maybe I don't regret, but they don't really understand, you know? And then when I get another one, they're like, "Oh, you got another tattoo? Oh." And I'm like, "Oh, honey, I'll probably keep getting tattoos for the rest of my life. I don't know." But they weren't young and dumb decisions. Every tattoo I have is meaningful to me, and I wanted it, right? So, anyway, I have been talking about a new one for a while, and I haven't done it, and so my son made me put my money where my mouth is, and I had to, uh well, he gave me money for my birthday and wanted to know he wanted a follow-up. He mommed me. He's like, "I would like a follow-up. I'd like to know when that, appointment is made," and yeah, I had no choice. So I made the appointment. I've been waiting for 2 months to get into the artist that we like, which is fine. I will wait for her, no problem. It's going on my right forearm, and it's actually the beginning of a half sleeve. It will be fully the whole, bottom half of my arm will be sleeved by the time it's done. But this is just the beginning. I'll have to sit for a while for this one. So this is the start. But it is a lotus that is kind of it's a lotus and there's kind of a Merkaba like outline design to it. So that's what we're starting with. And then the whole arm eventually will be wrapped in the flower of life in watercolor. So anyway, that's what this wild woman is doing this week. I hadn't even thought about it, and after when I named the magazine this, now I'm thinking about it, and it's cracking me up. But anyway, that's what this wild woman is doing, so I'd be curious to know what you wild women are doing. You throwing any caution to the wind? Did you, finally decide to tell someone off? What are you doing? Sometimes that's being a wild woman, right? When you've had enough of some BS, when you've had enough of something, you can't live with it anymore. I think that's being a wild woman. All righty. In my musings, I wrote about being nocturnal. It's been so hot. And at night, we're spending so much time outside, and it's just so amazing. I love it. By about 9:30, 10, Scott or me are going, you want to take a drive? You want to get out of here? And of course, we're out driving around and taking walks and just getting out under the moonlight. And it has been absolutely fantastic. So it's the time of year for that for sure. All righty. Kai's Kaleidoscope, she wrote about feeding your warrior, your inner warrior. Like, here we go again with with these wild women that we have become. She has lots of tips to feed and strengthen your inner warrior. How to treat yourself. I love it. All righty. And then, of course, we have Erin's article about her brand new show and class she's offering and the work she's doing. It's pretty awesome. My tip this week is an afternoon grounding spray. We've talked about this before, but when you're an empath, you frequently, especially in the workplace, but otherwise as well, a lot of times empaths by about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, you are so ungrounded by everybody else's energy that you will start reaching for anything to ground yourself. It's very unconscious, right? But grabbing a coffee, smoking, eating carbs, chocolate, those are all acts of your body trying to get grounded and centered. And so I have a suggestion for you. This originally came, or the idea behind it came from Colette Baron Reed in her weight loss for empaths program that she rolled out, oh gosh, probably 10 years ago. But take a small spray bottle and put about a tablespoon of sea salt in it and 5 drops of frankincense and sandalwood, and then put a couple of tiny crystals, black ones or red ones. Black tourmaline is my favorite for this. Shake it up good, and then mist yourself down with it in the afternoon when that afternoon fatigue sets in. So you might be feeling really tired, you might be feeling grouchy. You might be feeling a little unable to handle what's being thrown your way. You might just be feeling just overdone. You know, that feeling of if anybody gets too close to me, I'm probably going to have to freak out on them. That kind of energy. That's that feeling pretty ungrounded or feeling like you can't think. You can't focus, you can't think, you can't get any work done. Kind of all are in the same basket. So you spritz yourself down with it to help you to stay grounded. So we're just using essential oils and salt to put you back in your body before you have to start reaching for food, drink, vices, maybe things that aren't that good for you to help you get grounded and centered. Okay. The Kindred Spirit Energy Oracle card for this week is pause. Slow down, stop, think, get more information, wait to be sure. So try not to be too impulsive. We are wild women this week, right? And you might do some impulsive things, but give yourself a half a second. Be sure that's exactly how you want to represent yourself. Have the conversation. Be the wild woman. Just be so conscious about it so that you feel amazing about your steps forward. All right. The Magic Monday message from Melissa is I love writing. It's a beautiful postcard, per always. She does such beautiful work. All right. We have tarot scopes from Chrisanne. They're so awesome this week. Our crystal guidance from Christy is red jasper with hematite, because again, it's going to help you stay grounded so that you can make awesome decisions. Anita and the Masters brings us Archangel Raphael this week, which I thought was great because he brings his healing gifts and also helps to provide safety. So if you are in need of some healing, mind, body, or spirit, consider working with Archangel Raphael. Kelly's article this week is so funny and fun. So this is, of course, from the desk of Bitch. It's the Bajiggity Quincunx. If I have no idea if I'm saying that right. I know she's going to talk about this on her show on Thursday and probably on our show together as well. So we'll hear the word from her. But there's a bunch of these quincunx in the air, in the stars this week, and it's creating a lot of this wild energy that we're feeling right now. So we can thank the quincunx. Wow, I should never try that. We can thank the quincunx for all of this wild woman business we're feeling. Anyway, be sure to read her article and her scopes. They are fantastic. Then we have our celestial wisdom with Jamie Dawn. She was talking about the Lion's Gate and the energy it's bringing in for us. And Caroline, her article is called What is the Importance of Angels in Our Lives Today? And it's awesome. So thank you so much, everyone who contributes to Luminous. And hopefully you guys have a chance to run through that and take a peek. So lots and lots and lots of good stuff. All right, just jumping into the chat room here, you guys, for just a second. Okay. Oh, Maureen showed. Yes, thank you, Maureen. She shared a tattoo with us. She said, I'm the weird mom with the strange tattoo. The middle of my angel wings. Oh, good Lord. I'm not even going to say that. So she's told. She has angel wings on her feet. And some people think there's an obscene look to it. I totally disagree. She said she's heading back to get it filled with yellow. Oh, forget me not flowers. Oh, that'll be beautiful. Maureen, did your foot hurt so bad? I have an angel feather on my foot, and that is the worst pain I've ever had. Seriously, not kidding, in my life. Yep. Okay. Anna said, I have a brick of Himalayan salt that I put my bare feet on, and it feels so good. Another Colette Baron Reed trick. Yes. In fact, she recommends that if you sit at a desk all day, that you do buy a brick of Himalayan salt that you can keep your feet on. Yeah. Or at least occasionally put your feet on to help you stay grounded, especially when you work in an office and you're in front of computers all day long, all of the electronics. It really does take a toll. Yeah, an energetic toll on you that is physically exhausting and, like we said, so crazy ungrounding. So it's a really good point. There's a lot of energy in that, I think. Well, good. Well, Christy and I had an experience on YouTube today. And don't get me wrong, I'm not hurt. I'm just curious. I'm curious about people who think that it's their life's work to point out other people's perceived flaws. But on one of our videos, someone, this is not the first time this has happened, but a troll came along and pointed out to us that we're fat. Wow. I mean, really? I had no idea. Wow. Again, I'm not hurt. That's not news to me. I am, however, so curious about what's going on in our world that people think it's okay to speak to each other that way, that people think that in some way your opinion matters that much, and that that's how you spend your time. Just trolling around YouTube, pointing out to people whatever flaws you can find. Who are you that that's what you are doing? I mean, it's whatever. It's not a surprise. Frankly, we've not gotten as much of that as I suspected when we rolled ourselves out on to YouTube so publicly. And again, I'm not hurt. I'm curious. I'm just curious about who are these people who spend their time doing this? What are their wounds? What in the world makes them feel like this is the way they want to behave? This is the person they want to be. It's sad. It's odd. And truly, I think it's a sad look at our current society that there are those of us in this world who feel like that is the way we should be acting. So interesting, interesting, but just really too bad. Really too bad. Again, for me, I don't really care. You can call me fat. I know I'm fat. I don't care. That's really not what I'm doing here, right? But for other people, when you speak to people like that way, you can push people over the edge. When you say things like that to people that are already struggling, you don't know what kind of effect that could have on them. But something tells me that the people that are doing this kind of stuff don't care. They don't care. How in our society do we get back to a better place of empathy, a better place of altruism, a better sense of caring how other people feel, and a better sense of taking care of each other? Maybe that's the age old question. Maybe that's what my life's work is and yours is too. I suspect that's true, that we're relearning how to treat each other, we're modeling how to treat each other. We're on a different path here. We just need to continue to spread those waves out to everyone. One time a while back, Patton Oswalt, do you guys know who he is? He's an actor. A man trolled him really pretty mercilessly on Twitter and said some really harmful things. And Patton basically responded with, what do you need? What's going on in your life? Are you okay? What's what's driving this kind of behavior? And the guy actually spilled his guts that he has horrible chronic back pain. This story is not going to be completely intact. I'm warning you, but this is my memory of it. Uh, he has horrible chronic back pain. He's been unable to get the treatment that he needs. He spends every day in horrible pain. And Patton went, okay, how can I help you? And basically helped this guy, paid for this guy to get the medical treatment that he needed to help get his back straightened out. And I think also helped find a doctor that was willing to work pro bono or a chiropractor to help him get his issues straightened out. This dude showed up on Twitter trolling, was extremely nasty to Patton. And what did he do? He flipped it around. He saw this person's pain and he helped him. Now, will that guy still troll people on the internet? Maybe. I don't know. It's possible. But maybe not. Maybe he will now become a part of the solution. Maybe he will recognize other people's pain and help them. I don't know. Patton could have clapped back at him. I probably would have, maybe not, but he didn't. He did something completely different. And I thought that was pretty amazing. I'm not saying that you always have to do that. I don't think that any of us have to put up with abuse or bullshit in any form. But recognizing people's wounds and perhaps reaching out to help them if we can, that was an extremely mature and big-hearted response on his part. I've always thought that story was pretty neat. Okay. Moving forward. I actually bought, now I'm looking at Anna's comment again about the Himalayan salt. I bought Scott a big brick of Himalayan salt, like probably, I don't know, about 18 inches long, like a huge brick. It's like a sheet and 12 inches wide, and it's probably 2 inches thick. Like it's huge, that you put on your grill and you cook your vegetables on it. And it is awesome. So he cooked, when he grilled steaks the other night, he cooked onions and garlic and cauliflower together on the Himalayan salt brick. I'm telling you, that was amazing. But you could buy one of those to put your feet on. And that would be like your whole foot would fit on those. Both your feet would fit on that. And I got that at a kitchen supply store. That's a thought. Anyway, pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, Rebecca said, I get weary of helping people though. Hashtag burnout. I hear that entirely. Yep, entirely. I think sometimes we have to take a step back and replenish ourselves. And actually, that was the daily dish message today. Let me see if I can get to it. The daily dish message today was exactly that, about taking care of yourself, that everybody is clamoring for your attention right now. And so that's a good thing, and you can mommy people and help people. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that you also need to nurture yourself and, refill your bucket. You can't give what you don't have. And if you're worn out, burned out, all done, then it really is time to take a step back and give yourself what you need. Because honestly, that energy of resentment is so damaging, it's so exhausting. And if that's the energy that you are in, there's no shame in that. That's something that's pretty normal for all of us from time to time. Okay, I just pulled up the link to the Daily Dish for today. And by the way, if you don't subscribe to the Daily Dish, if you just head over to katie-weaver.com, there's a pop-up. I know it's annoying, but it's working to help people find the Daily Dish so you can subscribe. When you do that, then you'll get an email from me every single morning it's scheduled to go out at 6 a.m. my time, which I'm Mountain. So for you guys on the East Coast, you get it at 8. You guys on the West Coast, you get it at 5. And for the rest of you, you get it sometime probably in between, depending on your time zone. But this is my daily reading to help you to navigate your day. And then, of course, I will send you Luminous as well. So you'll get 8 emails a week from me. I almost said meals. I wish I could give you 8 meals a week. I really do. I would be in heaven just cooking for everyone. Here's the daily dish for today. You have been accused of being everyone's mother, which couldn't be more true right now. You have family, friends, and even strangers looking to you for support, problem solving, and pep talks. You are so good in this role. Be sure that you are getting adequate rest and rejuvenation. You need plenty of opportunities to refill your own cup if you are going to be continually serving others. You cannot give what you don't have after all. So, Rebecca, I'm with you. Make sure that you get what you need. It's just vitally important. Okay. Yeah, Sid said she thinks that people think it's okay to tear other people down, that they have a field day with the ease of being an anonymous bully on the internet. And I think that's very true. I kind of doubt that most of the stuff they talk on the internet, I really doubt they would say to people's faces. I've always wondered that. Is that something that you'd say to somebody's face, or is this just your, uh, you know, your ease of the internet, your ability to be more anonymous? It makes it easier to have a sharper tongue. I think we've probably all fallen into that from time to time. All righty. Well, let's do a few readings here. And again, we're using all of these different decks from all of my colleagues and myself. It's so much fun. Okay, I'm just looking through the feed here. All right, Lillian's birthday is on Thursday. She would love to hear anything. All right, I'm going to pull a card from you, from Keisha's deck, or for you, not from you. And then I'm going to also pull you a Sweary Spirituality card because, you know, everybody needs more sass these days. I know she's laughing because she has tons of sass, but you know, some well placed sass. That's isn't that just right? I feel like I need to pull out my vinyl cutter and cut like 10 different warnings. This person will sass you or something like that, and just basically put it on all my clothes. It's coming. I will sass you. It is who I am. Okay, so I've got a card here from Keisha's deck. Now let's get a Sweary Spirituality card pulled here. My hands are too small and ridiculous for all these cards. We just have to persevere. Okay. All right. All righty. So from Kelly's deck, from the Sweary Spirituality deck, the card is Don't Assume People Know How You Feel. Okay, so that's really good. That's a good warning because I think for you, Lillian, I just cannot make this show up on camera. That's so weird. I think for you, honestly, there is always a level of you are very independent. You do your things your own way, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But occasionally, I feel like you probably could use a little extra affirmation or a little extra boost from somebody, or even just a little more attention than you're getting, and you don't necessarily like to speak up about it. So there's definitely a level of that. Now, the card from Keisha's deck is the Trust Your Intuition card. This is beautiful. It's a woman sitting in mudra with her hands above her head, and there is a half moon above her, kind of in a twilight type scene. What is your gut feeling telling you? Listen to the wisdom of your inner being. Make healthy choices based on what feels true for you. And I think that's the key, right? Make healthy choices on what feels true for you. This is about eating, it's about healthcare, it's about who you spend your time with, it's about how much time you spend in or out of your house, making the right choices for yourself. So, reaching out when you need to, and trusting your intuition about what you need personally. So, very good. And happy birthday. Very exciting. All right. Jacqueline said she would love a general reading around finances. Okay. Let's pull a card from the Mo Tarot. And then I'm also going to pull a card from the Kindred Spirits Energy Oracle deck. Okay. Noisy. Okay. All right. So asking for Jacqueline around finances. I'm going to tell you before I even reveal those cards that my first sense of finances for you is that there may be something that you could be liquidating or selling or parceling or benefiting from in some way that you've held off on, and that you may start considering doing a few of those things to loosen up your finances and make them a little bit easier. That's the first thing that comes to me, but of course I'll give you the cards too. Okay. All right, so from Mo Tarot, all right, this is the 10 of Cups, and it is beavers in a beaver dam. So beavers, of course, are always building. They are always creating, right? They're always making something new. So there's that energy, of course. But I think for you, and being industrious, but you're one of the most industrious people I know. So that's an affirmation for you about being industrious. But there's also the lodge and the lodging that speaks to me, thinking about finances and your home and your property, and potentially maybe other property that maybe you have. That I still wonder if this is some kind of a maybe up and coming shift in that. All right, the card is Gaia. This is the energy oracle card. Is Gaia, Mother Earth. The primary message is stability, grounding, staying centered, take time to reconnect, go outside, nurture your root chakra, which I know you do plenty of that because you garden like a crazy person. And I say that with all of the love in my heart. And so you're getting that. But again, interesting because that card, when we're talking about the root chakra, we are talking about changes potentially. And so I don't think you have to do anything right now, Jacqueline, but I do suspect that there are some changes up and coming or some possibilities of change that you might embrace that perhaps in the past you haven't. So that does come up for me. Okay. And also, happy birthday tomorrow. How exciting. Jacqueline also pointed out that Woodstock happened this week. Yeah, pretty cool. Probably time to go dust up. I don't even have a record player anymore. I still have my mom's old Woodstock records. Probably can't play them. I'll have to go find it on Spotify. I know it's not the same, but it is what it is. I've always wanted to take those album covers and frame them and hang them up in my room. Maybe I'll do that. Just maybe I will. Okay. Jody said she could really use some all around healing. She's struggling. Jody, I do want to pull a card. I'm going to pull a card out of my deck. What I really want to do is some energy work for you. All right. So we'll pull a card from the Ground Bless Protect and Move deck. But I feel like a few things are happening with you. I feel like you have a lot of conflict around you with people in your world that aren't seeing life the same way you are. I feel like you have people around you who have absolutely no need or desire to help protect your health and don't understand why you're taking the steps you are to protect your own health. I feel like you are very over being in the service of everybody around you who needs something from you to get so very little in return. And you're kind of completely over it. Uh, the card is animals. This is a grounding card. So the idea behind this card is that you ground yourself by spending time in the presence of animals. Just cuddling with, petting, snuggling, spending time with animals is an extremely grounding thing. So I'll let you do with that what you choose. But I want to clear you because I feel like your aura is so fried. When you're an empath, like most of you guys are, when you are living in a world that is so full of strife and tension, like we are right this minute, it's really hard to not take on too much. So you guys end up like a lightning rod, taking one hit after another, and it's painful. So I'm going to clear your aura, Jody, and I'm going to protect you from that energy because I feel like you're just so freaking sick of it and sick of that energy from others. So let's go in here and I'm going to just clear your aura first. Yeah, that's what I thought. You have so much psychic debris bound up around you. It's so tight that I feel like your aura can't expand. Your aura should be kind of a moving organ of its own, that expands and contracts, and you can't do any of that right now because your aura is so heavy and tight. So that's my first step here, is to release you from that. Totally clear you here. Good. Okay, so now yeah, that's better already. You're already sitting up taller. Okay, just expanding that aura. That's going to be the biggest change you needed today so that you don't feel like you're about to go postal. I'm going to ground you too because your root wasn't quite in place because your aura was so screwed up. And that's going to help shift that. I feel some pain and pressure in the front of your forehead. It's really not third eye, it's crown from all of this this pressure building. So that's going to shift out now as well. Okay, now some really protective light around you. It's kind of a steel blue color. That's what's coming up to just really protect you from the frequencies of others right now, to help you just be able to find and stay in your happy place. So, alrighty, there you go, Jody. I hope you get feeling better. I'm sorry things have been so frustrating. Okay. Oh, good. She has kitties and she has crows. So she's got animals to ground too. Very good. All right. Deb would love a message, please. Let's hit that one and then we'll head over to the other chat room. I'm manning too, so I'm trying to keep an eye on both. Deb, let's pull you a card from Angie's deck. So this is from her Whispers from the Ocean deck. This deck is phenomenally beautiful. Okay. Again, my hands are too small for these crazy cards. All right, here we go. Okay. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Lemon tames. I actually knew the fish this time, you guys. Please be proud of me. It's a school of lemon tames and a turtle. Surrounded by prosperity, your attention is being drawn to the infinite nature of reality. That which exists outside of the known is beyond measure. I love that. A couple of things here that make a lot of sense to me about you giving yourself permission to feel abundant. I know that life has kicked you in the teeth a few times here in the last few years, and yet, you have an abundance of freedom and of spirit that you didn't have for a very long time, which is pretty cool. I know that you've had some physical setbacks too. And so I think believing in the power of healing, believing in the power of manifesting, and believing in your power, because other people have tried, well, your whole life to keep you down and to make you forget how powerful you really are. And I think that this card is a great reminder to you, Deb, that you can do anything and you continue to, right? You just keep proving that to yourself. So let's see where you go. Okay. A comment from Jacqueline. I wanted to back up there. She said, I'm already working on selling some of my shares of sablefish. A skipper is going to be letting me know soon if he will fish my quota before mid-November. High hopes. I like talking with him on the phone. He is out catching someone's halibut right now. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. So you're on it. You're working on it. This is good. This is letting go of a few things that are going to perhaps create more abundance for you, Jacqueline. I think that you're on the right track for sure. Chris wanted to know, should I pursue the woman I'm crushing on or should I leave it alone? Chris, long term, I feel like there still is something there or potentially something there. The timing right now feels really off. And so you may just, continue to keep a finger on this one, but not really be in pursuit at this time. It feels to me like this person has some things going on in their life that would make it hard to look at this from that angle. And yet, I think you can remain some sort of supportive presence in their life and see if the timing plays out. Okay, I'm going to hop back into the other chat room here. Okay. Okay, Debbie Lee wanted to know if my sister will ever speak to me much. Okay. Debbie, yes and no. Your sister will speak to you when she needs something from you. She will speak to you when she has something to benefit from. She won't speak to you when you have a need. It's very, very one sided. And I'm sorry to say that because I really wish that was not the case, but that's how it feels to me. And so, as a supportive presence in your life, no. But when she needs something, she'll come running. Okay, let's pull a card for you out of Sweary Spirituality just for the hell of it, just so that you get some good news out of this reading, right? Okay. Okay, just shuffling up here, and we'll go ahead and pull a card. I have my thumb on it. There we go. Okay. Debbie Lee, the card is from the Sweary Spirituality deck from Kelly McLean, and it is don't assume people know how you feel. Okay, that is so crazy. Isn't this exactly the same card that we pulled for someone else? It is. Do you see how thick? You're not in the live stream, maybe, but this is a thick deck. This is two combined decks. How funny. Maybe this is a general message for all of us. Don't assume, right? So for you, I feel like maybe this isn't your sister because I don't know that she's really listening, but perhaps it is for your husband or for your other family members, people around you. Don't assume they know how you feel. Be sure that you speak up, use your words, and stand up for yourself. Interesting. That's funny. All right. Pamela said she would love a reading. I need to make peace with two friends that I have fallen out with. It's really eating at me. I know things will never be the same, but I can't leave things as they are. But I will be honest, I am terrified about approaching them. My heart is pounding just writing this. Pamela, my gut feeling here is that it would be best written out. That if this is a spoken conversation, I feel like you will not get the words out that you really wanted to say. And if you give yourself a little bit more time with it, you can give yourself an opportunity to really say what you want to say. I also feel like it might be wise to send it to them, whether it's written, whether it's like a letter or it's just an email or a message with no expectation of their response, as in, these are the things that are coming from my heart. These are the things I need to say because it's really for your closure. No, it's never going to be the same. I actually feel like it's possible to repair these relationships to a more friendly degree, but that's my gut feeling is it needs to be written so that you can really, really get it out of your heart and off your chest. Okay. Elizabeth said, I've been trying to figure out when the best time to move is. I haven't found anything appealing. I need to invest in furniture that supports my back and hip, but I can't buy anything in the space I am in. Yes, I know. You know what, though? The timing in September actually feels pretty interesting to me. That you may actually, this might be the time to move that I feel like there will be some things opening up. I also feel like it's possible that rent will have come down a little bit. So September, October feel positive to me. I would keep looking. I would make sure that everybody that knows you knows that you're looking so that if they see something come up that's interesting, that they make sure that they talk to you about it. And we continue to watch because, yeah, you've got to get in a new place and definitely need better furniture to support your physical body. So, no more chronic pain, right? We're not putting up with it. I know. Okay. All righty. Interesting. Rebecca also was wondering about housing. Wondering if I will be able to find housing here. It is super difficult. I do feel like you'll find housing, Rebecca, but I actually feel like you may head out of town just a little bit into a little bit more of a rural area. It's all rural there, I know, but a little more rural that you might go into a little further community out. But yes, I do feel like you'll find housing. Anna said, I wonder what you get about an old friend and mentor that has come back around. I'm hesitant in connecting again, not sure why, but she is part of a social circle I'd like to meet. Okay. Anna, here's the guidance. The guidance is don't fall in too hard and too fast. I feel like this could be a good thing. I feel like you should allow yourself to at least scope it out and see how it feels to you and how it resonates with you. I do think that you should keep really, really good boundaries and that you should not put too much stock in it, as in, let this be an addition to your life. Don't let it become your life, right? Really, really good boundaries. If you can do that, I feel like this might be a really positive thing for you. The circle of people that she's involved with feels like the social circle feel like people that could absolutely, you know, turn into great and supportive friends of yours. But be a little cautious with her. It's only because she can be kind of flaky and fall in and out with people quickly. Not so much in a negative aspect, except for that she just doesn't always have enough energy for everyone that she wants to engage with. And it leaves people feeling like they've been dropped flat. So, with caution, proceed. Okay. We are out of time, but very quickly, Jessica, you know what, Jessica, the guidance for you is to stand your ground and to make sure that you are taking the time you need to for you, whether that means you take a break from work for a minute or it means that you take some time for you to be at your house with your cat or you just put your foot down for a minute, you can do that. I think there's an energy in you right now that if you drop any balls, that everything's going to come down flat and that you'll everything will fall apart. It's not true. You can take a break. You can take a nap, right? You can step back for a minute and give yourself some breathing room. You need it. You're getting caregiver burnout. Yeah. All righty. Well, you guys, we have done it. We've talked down to the end of the show. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I would like to let you know that I am a professional psychic advisor over at one2listen.com, and you can find me there every single day. So if you need a reading, a healing, a pep talk, some encouragement, some animal communication, some mediumship, whatever I can do, I will do for you. You have been listening to The Katie Weaver Show here on 1 2 Radio, where we're changing the way you listen to the world.